Maintain resonance. In the Co-Creator's Handbook 2.0, we define resonance as the invisible field of love in which co-creation occurs. And another definition is resounding or echoing back and forth, heart to heart. So part of this agreement has to do with coming back into resonance with others when we're feeling separate, feeling out of connection. And the best way I have found to do that is to slow down, to take a few full breaths, to focus my energy on my heart, and of course, to hold the intent that I am coming back into a feeling of connection with the other. Now, over the years, I have seen and experienced that there are some people who are naturally resonant. These are people who tend to sort of live in that heart space. They're very in touch with their emotions. And Eckhart Tolle calls these people frequency holders. This is an important function in a co-creative circle, to have people who are really adept at holding the field, at holding the resonance. But for those who are not naturally adept at this, it's possible to learn how to maintain resonance. And one of the things that I experience is that resonance is at one level being in the right side of our brain. It's being in that hemisphere of the brain that feels oneness and feels connection, as opposed to the left brain, which is analytical, can be judgmental and critical. So again, to maintain resonance, focus on your heart, take a few full breaths, relax your body, and hold the intent that you are in harmony with yourself, with others, and with nature.
Hello. So, resonance. The reason I have this background is because that's what resonance looks to me. When I think of resonance, I see this grid around the planet, and I see it as the immune system of the planet. And this resonance and all the shapes are created with our heart-to-heart connections. And maintaining resonance, agreeing to take the time to establish rapport and then to reconnect with anyone with whom I feel out of harmony as soon as it may be appropriate. And this is so important because those lights, those grid lines in the grid that is created through the resonant field, which is part of natural intelligence. And there's a lot of science behind it, especially by scientist Rupert Sheldrake. He studies the resonant field, which is that metaphysical background that exists amongst organisms. And we are organisms. Individually and as a whole, in communities, we operate in the intelligence, the natural intelligence of organisms. So this resonance taps to the very core of our being, and to be able to connect with each other from that space, so that we can magnify the frequency of this grid that gives the energy that the planet needs to heal. And our co-creative practices what they are really designed to do is to keep this grid line really nice and bright and healthy. Because the brighter and the healthier and the more open it is, where more source can come through us, the more it's going to feed into the planet. So that's how I see the resonant field. So for me, in my co-creative work, relating to my family, the most important is maintaining it. And this weekend, I started a new rule with myself, and that is that whenever the resonance between another person and myself gets staticky, gets uncomfortable, that I'm not going to let more than 48 hours, 2 days, not letting more than 2 days before I talk to the person. So, and I practiced it the other day when something happened, and I was like, no, we're going to address this really quick. And I was like very insistent of talking to the person because I immediately sensed something, it got static. But we talked it out and it was wonderful. And it was just about, facing it head on without fear, because we're just people. And as long as we communicate and we do it from a non-judgmental place and are open and curious to understand, it all works out. And we practice this all the time in these co-creative circles. That's why I'm so glad I'm part of this community, that I'm an ambassador of co-creation. Thank you. That's it.